is our JCAD Pictures production team, and from our brainstorm of random film ideas, we've narrowed down to 4 core ideas which we're all going to represent and argue for and discuss. So starting off, Anthony, idea 1.
Right, idea 1 is a Prime Minister is assassinated before his resignation speech. In this speech, Detective Collier, protagonist, to get to the bottom of it, but what he finds is shocking. We could also have, along with his main plot, side plots, so he investigates gangs, which he believes could be the main people who assassinated the Prime Minister. But going on from that, the locations we could use is number 10 Downing Street Police Station, London Street's more urban environment. The characters, a detective as the protagonist. The main antagonist will be an old man who has a use of riddles, sort of like a Riddler, but older and more wise.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. Anyone got any criticisms of this?
Well, yeah, I think it's a really good idea, other than the fact that we need to work on, if we choose this idea, what he actually finds is shocking, because I feel like the thing that he finds is going to be the big plot twist, and I feel like we need to discuss ideas of what that could be, because I feel like that's going to be a big chunk of the storyline or the plot in this in that film. Yeah. But other than that, I think that's a good idea.
Alright. Jack, have you got an idea?
Right, so my idea is 5 friends, about the age of about 18 to 21. They're set on a quest to see if they can travel across the Pacific Ocean in only 12 days in just a normal boat. It's a fairly big boat. However, what they don't know is there's a big storm coming. So this is the twist. They set out, this big storm comes, wipes out their boat, and it washes them onto an island. And this is where a single man lives out. It's not a very big island, but there's just this one man, so it's already getting that creepy feel to it. But at the start, this man helps them, he's bringing them into his shack, making sure they're alright, bandaging them out their wounds. And then, but they don't realise he's a sufferer of schizophrenia. And so at this time, he can turn into a nightmare for these friends, and he can kill them off one by one. And it's going to create a really intense thriller, who's going to go next, who's going to walk out alive, if anyone walks out alive, and how they're going to overcome this man when they're all injured. So I thought the location of this film could have been in the Hawaii Islands. We can use the volcanoes, the forests, the beaches. We've got a nice pretty environment to make the audience feel relaxed, but we've also got these intense volcanoes and forests where it's going to become really intense for these people to get away. So the characters are the 5 friends. They're around their early 20s, as I said. They're all naive, and except for one of them. He's a bit wary of what's going on. The man on the island is the antagonist, and he's very old and struggles to move and is very unstable. But though he says this, he's got resources, so he can hunt these kids down if he knows. He's got experience. He's not going to be fragile or anything.
Alright, I like that. I think the problem is when we discuss our target audience age, this may be a bit too gruesome for them, and it's quite falling into the slasher category, and I'm just worried our audience wouldn't enjoy it that much.
I have to say this film would probably more head towards the 15 age mark, so it is kind of jumping out the target audience genre, but that doesn't mean to say that we can't
up our target audience,
or just take down the goriness and make it more of a psychological kind of younger person's thriller.
Alright,
and people just being taken away probably to the volcano.
Well, there's no harm in people in dying in a 12-8 film.
Just we've got to be careful about
camera work, so we don't want to see actual intestines fly, maybe a bit of splatter on the wall, you know what I'm saying, so...
Alright, so that's all we've got on that idea?
I have anything else, anyone else want to develop on it? Wait till the end?
Alright then, Cameron, have you got our third idea?
Now, my idea is that it's about a deranged killer, and he finally regrets his decision to kill people, and he's trying to right his wrongs in a way. So but he's in prison at the moment because of his crimes. So he can't really get out. He can't right what he's done, and he's trying to seek forgiveness for the woman that he killed her husband. But the plot twist is that nothing as it seems. So the woman's like a plot twist for the woman. So she's not just a widow, crying lady. She could be something more else that we need to add to it. The location of the general locations of it are fields, a barn, secluded house, some rural areas, some streets and a church. They're quite isolated, rural areas
increase the intensity, and also prison, of course, since it's in prison. The main protagonist is a young man, the criminal. He's really religious, so he believes in God and believes in repentance of his soul. The main antagonist is the widow, which is, a plot twist, who is very manipulative. So she can manipulate men to do her bidding because she's quite pretty. And then there's the overbearing police force, which, searches for him, because they know he's a criminal.
I like that. I like the plot twist idea in that. I
Definitely.
think the plot twists that come up in these ideas are really good.
Plot twist is always a good thing to have. It's going to keep the audience like
Oh,
they're going
yeah,
to think they've got the
increase
plot.
intensity and
They're going to think they've got it
suspense.
figured out, and then all of a sudden flips on its head.
Yeah.
I also like the fact that it's actually quite in fairness of location and action-wise, it's actually quite simple. So it's not going to be expensive money spent on actions.
It'll be quite easy to
explosions.
film in some places.
Exactly, and I feel like you get good actors to play these parts, and this could turn into a really good film.
I like that. Alright, anything else on this idea, guys?
I think we need to develop that in a minute. Let's head on to idea 4.
Alright, this is the idea I have. Basically, a mysterious man, he sort of lost his memory, and he's running. You start the film when he's running, but he can't work out whether he's being chased or he's chasing someone. And basically, he's trying to work this out throughout the film, but he always notices this strange person in the distance, always watching, and this basically puts the audience on the edge of their seat, wondering what's going on, because they work out what's happening as the characters do. So this really gets them engaged with it. The locations, again, are quite simplistic. I was thinking a small village, maybe some fields, and maybe some stretch of road, nothing too crazy. Then on the characters, the main antagonist got to be about mid-20s, I'll say. As he said, he's lost his memory, and he's got mysterious cuts over his body and marks, and he doesn't know where they're from because he can't remember. And then the man watching him is sort of wearing a full bike gear, helmet and all, and he's always in the distance. So that's sort of that idea.
Well, I really like that idea, and I also think that if we were to use that idea, we need to use camera shots such as over the shoulder, point of view, because as you said, the viewers are going to be finding that as the characters do. So we use them kind of characters. It's kind of bringing in the audience to that film.
Yeah, I think, especially in the opening of that, if we do that idea, there needs to be a lot of sort of tracking, because obviously he's running at the start, was my idea.
Yeah, and he doesn't know if he's chasing or
Some intense music as well, I think, at the start.
Definitely, and that's going to hit the audience straight away if we hit
Don't
that
get them
intense
engaged
music in there.
instantly.
Alright, so shall we start discussing all the ideas as one, throwing in bits to each idea? So, shall we head back to idea 1?
Alright.
So as we were discussing, I said about the need to find out what he finds is shocking. So we need to find out what that would be. Did you have any ideas
Well,
when you were writing
the
this?
assassination or whatever, the assassin could be another fellow police officer, perhaps a mentor to the detective, who sort of sets up all this mad plan to sort of frame other people in this assassination.
The only idea, say this as you will, but what he finds is shocking. Could the person that assassinated the Prime Minister, obviously, as you said, he's assassinating him, but he's also a fellow MP, and then he is actually trying to get to the top spot as Prime Minister.
Yep.
And obviously, you're not going to find that out. You're thinking this guy's going to be all kind, he's really upset with the Prime Minister's death, trying to help him and that, throughout the case, and then you realise at the end.
He's planned the assassination, so then he can, come across as a good MP, showing remorse and stuff, making the government, people of England vote for him.
So he's like the puppeteer, he controls what goes on behind the scenes. Then you finally find out that he's the actual killer.
I like that. And it's also, because of the location, it's the London Street's perfect location for car chases. We've got the skyscrapers there, we need them.
Sorry to cut you off, but I feel like, this is a great idea. I feel like with our budget, we may not be able to afford these locations.
London is
Locations are a bit too far-fetched.
I think maybe we should put this one on the back burner and use it maybe another time.
I'm thinking that too.
Yeah.
Has everyone agreed that idea 1 we'll put to the side for a bit?
Yeah.
Alright, so idea 1, no. So we'll move on to idea 2, my idea, but this is going to come across as the same problem. We've obviously got the target audience we'd have to cut out a lot of the gory bits, which could be a
The
bigger
locations
part.
are also too
And yeah,
far-fetched.
locations
Yeah.
too far-fetched. I feel like if we were going to do this one, our production team needs to become more popular,
Yeah.
and we need in the future, increase our target audience as we go along.
Yeah.
So I think, as again, idea 2 needs to be put on
The
the.
back burner.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I do like these ideas. It's
So it's
just
between idea 3
And
idea
these
4
two
now.
are the ones that
simplistic.
are simplistic and in our budget.
Yeah,
One of
so
these
that's
are
be realistic and
discuss.
have a more easier method of
Mm.
All right, so we'll start with. So I guess we should have a vote. So does anyone more like idea 3 than idea 4? Is anyone going for idea 3 in this,
Mm.
or are we all going to go for idea 4?
Idea 4 I like more, it seems more thriller like in my
I agree with that.
Yeah. I feel like idea 3 can come across a lot of sort of one of those dramas, like a man trying to find himself.
Mm.
And I feel like we don't want that really. We really want just a intense thriller.
Yeah, it's too dramatic. in a way.
Yeah, I feel like if you'd see something, you see it on Sunday afternoon
Yeah.
rather than
Yeah.
in the cinema.
Like an episode of Downton Abbey instead of, you know,
7.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, then we'll go for idea 4. Is it before we come to the conclusion? We're going to throw in any more ideas, any more like plot twists or anything into this? Because we've got school village, fields, and a Ships Road. Really, really basic stuff.
Yeah.
We're going to anything into the location. We're going to have a secluded house, maybe where this biker is
Located.
based.
Maybe a barn or screenhouse, I don't know.
Yeah, a barn. That's quite creepy.
Yeah,
Barn
I-
with fields all around it. It's a barn in the middle of
That is
nowhere.
enough budget.
Oh.
We can do
That.
easy to do.
That is not a problem. I think the characters so far for the basis, we've got the hero and we've got the villain. You know,
Yes,
I
easy
think
to
pretty
finish,
simple.
I think we need to keep it just about simplistic. Maybe one or two other characters, but don't
Does this-
bombard our characters.
does this character, the protagonist, does he have a family that?
Well, the problem is he doesn't remember, so he can like maybe see stuff and it'll bring back memories, and we can use it to like swap to a flashback.
And then bring everything together, see
At
what
the
happens
end.
in the film.
Yeah, so as you continue on with the plot, you keep on seeing what he's done in the past, who he is as a man.
So so what we're saying is that he does have a family, and we are going to introduce him a bit later on. In the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Okay, just quickly, is he a wife? Any children, or are we keeping it just the wife?
I think we should have a wife and a young child.
Young
And then
child.
obviously we can use that as a plot twist, like, is the reason he's chased someone is because they murdered his family, or is he being chased because he murdered his family, or something like that?
Mm.
Like, he's trying to find himself.
Is he being placed by an undercover cop, or is he getting placed by a
Yeah.
gang?
Yeah,
That's the whole fun of the film. You know what? I think we found our idea.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is...
Yeah.
Okay, well...
Idea 4.
Idea 4 it is.
Yeah, let's go with that one then.
Circle it. Right.